Hello, Internet. This is Matthew, and today I want to talk a little bit about my interest in what is called the human sciences. Um, so basically, I'm thinking a lot. I'm a sophomore in college, and so I'm thinking a lot about um, the kind of career that I would want to go into. Of course, not everyone wants a career or needs a career, but I feel like I'm the kind of person that does want or need a career. Um, and I've been thinking a lot, well, for many years now, what that career would be. Um, and I'm thinking at this point that it might be a good career for me would be somewhere within the human sciences. And so when I say the human sciences, I mean neuroscience, anthropology, archaeology, psychology, linguistics. Uh, the human sciences are man's attempt to understand man um, scientifically. Um, that wasn't always the case. When I was uh, in elementary school, I wanted to be a animal scientist. I would always say, but basically, I meant like wildlife biologist or zoologist or something like that. Um, and about a year ago, I was thinking, yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. I want to reconnect with my childhood interest and study zoology. Um, but I think I have to admit to myself that I've kind of lost interest in zoology, at least as a career path, obviously. One of my if I had a catchphrase, it would be everything is interesting. So zoology is interesting. I just don't think I want to study it. I don't want to be a zoologist any longer. Um, and so I'm thinking about the human sciences just because, at the end of the day, at least at this point in my life, my interest is um, human beings. I want to understand what makes us tick. I want to understand why we do what we do. I want to understand, why we have language and the intricacies of language. I want to understand the brain, how the brain evolved, how the brain is constructed. I want to understand human history and um, I want to understand our ancestors and just the um, intricacies of the human of humanity's past. Um, but what as to what particular field I should go into, haven't really figured that out yet. I'm taking an archaeology class, and that's really interesting to me. Time always flies when I'm in archaeology. I'm always glued to my screen, always very eager to hear what the teacher is talking about. And I took a psychology class freshman year, and I really, really liked that. I've never taken a linguistics course, so I guess I could see if I could take one of those in the near future. And then I've never taken an anthropology course either, so I might want to see, or neuroscience or cognitive science courses either. So I would want to explore that as well. But yeah, I think I can find a way to finesse my interests if if I go into one of the human sciences. So I said in a previous video, I made a video a while back titled a scientist, a philosopher, and a writer walk into a bar. And that was my way of saying, like, there are three ways of understanding the universe. There are three ways of understanding the universe, excuse me. Science, philosophy, and art. And so I said I wanted to be a scientist, a philosopher, and a creative writer. And again, at the time I was thinking, okay, I'll be a biologist as a, I'll go into biology as a career, but I'll still like try to keep an interest in philosophy and maybe try to connect like philosophy and biology and whatnot. And then I'll do creative writing on the side. But now I'm thinking that perhaps going into the human sciences would help me finesse all three of those interests. Again, I'm just kind of brainstorming. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't have a plan. I haven't gotten to a point where I haven't gotten to a point where I'm going to say, this is what I'm going to study. This is what I have to study. This is what I know I must study. But I mean, I am interested in like science and the scientific method and understanding it better. At the moment, I guess you could say my overarching interest really is philosophy, but I'm not sure there are very many careers in philosophy. I mean, I'd love to be like a philosophy professor and teach philosophy classes and write papers and books and you know, engage with the most basic questions that any of us, that people ask themselves and ask each other. But you know, again, it's partly like I'm worried that that's just not like really gonna happen, or it's not likely to happen. And then it's also like, you know, philosophy isn't. I don't think you can like, if you just study philosophy, I think you are a bit one-sided in your outlook. I think you need a grounding in the sciences, and so you know, part of me thinks, okay, well, if I can get a grounding in the sciences and the scientific method, along with my interest in philosophy, then I'm really getting. I can really see the bigger picture. And then as for creative writing, that's a whole other kettle of fish that I'll get into at a later date. But I think I've said pretty much all I wanted to say for this video. So thank you for listening, and take care.